You know, in September when Breaking Bad ended, I really was just hoping that at some point in the future I'd be able to find a show that was as good as Breaking Bad, or even close. I didn't expect to find one a few months later that surpasses it. So HBO started airing a show called True Detective in January, and it spanned 8 episodes. It's a self-contained story. The next season of True Detective will be a completely new story with new actors. And I wanted to watch it because I liked the actors involved, and HBO generally puts out good content, so I watched it and man, oh man, did they knock it out of the park with this show. I will talk about certain things that happened in the plot, but I just want to talk about the show in general first. Like, the acting on this show is so good. Because you have Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson, both great actors, and Matthew McConaughey right now is on fire, and they both do such a great job in this show with their characters. Matthew McConaughey is Rust Cole. He's the perfect mix of asshole and badass, and his views on the world are really interesting, and the way he just says them, the way he acts, it's acting, and he acts very well. And I'm not downplaying Woody Harrelson, he does a great job as well. I mean, his character is one that I personally found it a little bit hard to like him, but there are certain times where you do like him, there are times where you really hate him. And his banter, him and Matthew McConaughey's banter is just the best. They have such good back and forth, and that's a credit to the writing as well. Not just their chemistry, they have great chemistry, but if they didn't have good writing to go along with it, it just wouldn't have been that great. I really don't say this word a lot, but the writing on the show is brilliant. It is just mind-blowing. Just conversations these two have. It's funny, and yet all of the dialogue, it matters, it means something, it's not just throwaway stuff. And Michelle Monaghan plays Woody Harrelson's wife. She is great on this show too. And again, most of these characters on the show, there's certain parts you like about them and there are certain parts you don't. And she's generally one of the better characters, even though she does some pretty shitty things. I'm sure I'm forgetting some people that I know, but all the acting on this show is just spot on, fantastic. The music on the show is fantastic. Again, I don't usually notice music in shows or movies or anything like that, but here it works, it's generally understated, and it hits at just the right points to make the scenes that more powerful when it has to. And the show is filmed extremely well. There are so many great shots that I remember in the show. Getting more into the plot, I just loved how at the beginning of the show you had them in 2012 and they were giving their depositions to those officers, and then it cuts back and forth between 1995 and present day, or 2012 when it takes place. And the makeup was so good on them too. Like, Matthew McConaughey looked like he was old as shit, and they did a good job with Woody Harrelson giving him hair. And this is one of those types of shows that every episode, for the most part, is better than the last. Like, the first episode, it really hooks you, it gets you into this world, and you want to watch more, and then the second episode is great, the third one's even better. The fourth one is one that I really loved, because throughout that entire episode, what they're doing, and they're going undercover now, pretty much from the bar on in that episode, is just fantastic, and the tracking shot at the end of the episode is one of the best shots I've ever seen in my life. Just going throughout the house, and how intense the entire scene was, and running across, like, the lawns and trying to get away from the police. Is he gonna get caught? Isn't he? It was such a fantastic scene. And then right after that, like at the beginning of episode 5, right after that, they get onto Reggie Ledoux's place, and that entire sequence was great as well. And having them lie, I feel like I'm describing the plot now. My point is, each episode got better than the last in a certain way, and in episode 6, when they finally break up, that was my favorite episode personally, just because of how every single scene I felt like mattered in that. Not that they have throwaway scenes on the show, but every time I think about that episode or watch it on TV, it's just like, I just get sucked in and I just watch it again. I also love how this show doesn't overstay its welcome. It's 8 episodes, it concludes its story in a timely fashion. It's not gonna go on for seasons upon seasons and, oh, is this cult? And then they probably would have brought in magic at some point. I'm glad it's stuck with 8 episodes, and now next season we're going to get a brand new story. One thing I was worried about was how it was gonna end, because sometimes with shows like this that are so good, or even movies like this, they're just so good up until the end, and then something happens that just ruins it and it falls flat. I was not expecting that to happen, but I was prepared for it. I'm glad it didn't happen, because I thought the ending for this show was perfect. It was the right way to do it, because if they had caught every single person in this cult and just, all the bad guys are brought down and that's that, they saved the day, that would have been a little bit too neatly wrapped for me and for this show, I feel. The way they ended it, they got their guy, like Marty says at the end of the show, they got the guy they were looking for, and they weren't gonna get everybody, so I thought that was a great way to end the show. True Detective is one of the best shows I've ever seen. I don't want to put best show I've ever seen, that label on it quite yet, because I'm still processing some of the stuff I've seen tonight, so I don't want to do that quite yet, but it's one of the best I've ever seen. If you haven't seen it, I'm not sure why you're watching this now, because I've spoiled it, but if you haven't, go check it out. Go recommend it to everybody you know. Be a dick, because it's a fantastic show. The entire season as a whole, I'm giving an A+. It's amazing. So what do you guys think of True Detective, the entire show as a whole? Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Who do you want to see on the show next year for acting? Because I'm sure they could get pretty much anyone in Hollywood at this point. Write your beautiful comments down there and tell me what you think. And if you like this video, hit that subscribe button down there. Because if you don't, time is a flat circle and I'm going to be doing this again at some point.